Okay, so this ended pretty awesome. Well, I'll just sum it up. German victory by 2 points. So the furthest the Germans got were here and here. They got to Vyazma. Vyazma? Oh man, I'm butchering that. Anyway, so they got to here. Russians held, it's a very crazy line, so the Russians pretty much held here. So they pretty much held this part of the board. And they held like crazy here. Check this out. Look at this battle. This raged for like 3 turns. They could not dislodge this guy. And this is one of those ones that was retaken after the Germans had lost it. Turns out it was, so what happens is first of all, the victory point chits are put on each one randomly. There's gold ones and blue ones. So you put randomly the gold ones on the gold ones and the blue ones on the blue ones. So when the Germans get it, they put it in the pile over here. But if a Russian retakes it, they randomly draw one and put it on here. And they could not retake that. And they fought and fought and fought. They put air power on it and everything. That was worth 1. But let me just get down to this one. This was a pretty cool development. So over here for the battle for, oh great, Krasnopol, they were poised to make this huge attack, and then they used their artillery came up second to last, and they put the rockets on these guys and they pushed them back. I thought that was going to make it so that they wouldn't be able to. If they had been there, they would have been able to shift around and bring more firepower to the battle, but they didn't. But it didn't matter because they reduced them. And they pushed them back. It was a big deal. But fortunately for the Germans, they were able to get enough firepower, and they put a Stuka on there, which made it like, I don't know, 7-to-1 odds or something. And they did take it, this PVO reduced. So as the Russian, I did a good job of putting the PVO in there instead of just giving it to him. But it ended up being worth 2 victory points. And the final score was 39. The final score was Germany 31, Russia 29. So going into that last round, if they hadn't made it, it would have been a draw. So it's a German victory by 2. Very fun. I am a little amazed at how fun I had. A podcast called Guns, Dice, and Butter, he talks about these huge operational games. I'm talking about those huge ones. The maps are like 4 times the size of this and cover the entire Eastern Front. That's not my cup of tea, but it did kind of pique my interest in looking into operational level and then reading around. It's not like this was one, the low rule overhead and enjoyable. And it is tense. I mean, if I was playing this against somebody, it would have been crazy. And it was already crazy, and I was just solo walking through it. So you need to watch your because you don't know the VPs, for one, the whole game. You don't know where you stand, really. So I took that one in the last turn, this one in the second to last turn on 7. And I took that one in 8 as well. And I did that. Another mistake by the Russian, on thinking for the Russian, is I only had a PVO, People's Victory, whatever, and the headquarters. So the PVO absorbed all the shots, but it didn't matter because I only had that in there. I should have had that guy in there, and I hadn't moved him in there. And I just kind of ran out of steam. Man, I can tell you what, attacking as a Russian, man, that's like a nothing's happening there. And these guys, holy cow, I could not dislodge these guys either. Essentially, this was a waste of time, but I I couldn't get them anywhere. You really got to think about your movement and placement. So you got to think about where you put the PVOs, because those absorb. You got to think about where you're putting your guys. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, it costs you 3 movement points in the open to get into someone's zone of control. That's a big deal. I mean, a lot of these guys only move with 5 or 4. So anyway, great game. Can't wait to try it again. I won't do that too soon, but anyway, great. This has gone long. Thanks for all those who've watched it out. So German victory. They're on the run. They're steaming ahead. These guys are coming up. I don't know where it goes from there, but anyway, learning more about the history, and that's another good thing. I picked up a couple more books in the library just to kind of learn about the area, and it kind of brings it to life when you see the same divisions I've been messing with here on the board. So, all right, thanks all. See ya.